So every Boolean variable can have at most two possible values, either true or false. Okay. Now that logic 1 is termed as the true value true, and logic 0 is termed as the logic false value. Okay. So here I have taken three types of Boolean variables, A, B, and C in all the equations. So all these A, B, C can have either 0 or 1 values. That means either true or false. Now here, the operation that is involved in the left-hand side is OR operation. This plus implies logical OR, and dot implies logical AND operation. The plus symbol in the Boolean equation implies logical OR operation, and the dot symbol in the Boolean equation implies logical AND operation. Now, simply consider a situation where you are going for any variable, the OR operation of any variable with a true value. So what should be the expression outcome? Shuddha?
True.
True only. So that's why this 1 plus A is equal to true. And AND operation, that means the AND operation will provide a true output if only all the constituent parts of the AND operation are true. If I have the AND of three variables, if all the three individual variables are true, then only the product, that AND operation output will be a true value. In case any of the constituents of the AND operation becomes false, the AND output will be false. Okay. So now a false, that means 0 or A. So A may be of how many possible values?
0 or 1.
Either false
0
or
and
true.
1.
Either false or true. So in case I have A is equal to false, so false plus false, that will be false. But false or true will be equal to true. The OR operation will provide a true output in case either of the two inputs or either of the possible inputs is true. যে কোনো একটা input true হলেই the output will be true. Output will be false in that very case where all the inputs are false. Okay, that's the operation of a logical OR function. Okay, so in case of 0 plus A, what will be the output?
A, sir.
It's 0 only. Sorry, A only. Now, true and A. 1 and A. So in that case, once again, the value of A may be either 0 or 1. So 1 and 0 will be 0 because one input of the AND gate is 0. 1 and 1 or true and true, that means both the inputs of the AND operation are true. So in that case, the output will be true. So in case A is false, output is false. In case A is true, output is true. So 1 dot A has got to be A. False and A. So irrespective of the value of A, as one input of the AND operation is 0 or false, so the outcome of the AND operation has got to be false. So the output will be 0. So up to this point, I think there should not be any problem.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now A or A. So you try to extrapolate whatever you have learned in this OR operation.
It should be A only.
Similarly, A or A bar.
1.
Because in case A is 0, A bar is 1. So 0 or 1 has got to be 1. In case A is 1, A bar will be 0. A bar means the complement of A. So in that case, once again, that becomes 1 plus 0. So output will be 1. A dot A.
A, sir.
Yeah. A dot A bar.
0, sir. One of them will be 0.
Yeah, fine. Now A dot B plus C. So A will be multiplied with B, then A will be multiplied with C. So that will be AB plus AC. Now this fellow may not be very straightforward. I'll come back to that later on. Now this fellow is also may not be that much clear at the very beginning. But what about this one? A double bar is equal to A.
Yes, sir. Double complement.
So apart from this A plus BC and A plus A bar B, others should be clear. And the De Morgan's theorem, that if you follow whatever statements I have given, so from that you can come to this point as well as from this point. Have you followed? Were you able to follow my statement?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, up to De Morgan's theorem, it is okay. Now A plus A bar B is equal to A plus B. Let me go for that one. How many inputs are there in this expression?
2, sir.
2.
A and B. How many possible values of A and B are there? Should be
Sir, 4 total.
0, 0. So that means basically I am going for the truth table.
Yes, sir.
A plus A bar B. Now, let me take the clue that this is basically one OR operation. So in that case, in case my A is true, the outcome of A plus A bar B should be always true.
Yes,
This
sir.
is basically one OR
Yes, sir.
operation, isn't it? So in case
Yes,
this
sir.
fellow is true, I can straight away write that the outcome of this A plus A bar B should be true. So these two must be 1, sorry. Because here A value is 1, true. Fine. And when A is 0, that means this, and for this and these two input combinations, there I have to check under which condition this A bar B becomes 1. Now this A bar B, what type of operation is involved there?
And operation.
And operation. So if I can find out under which condition this both the inputs of the AND are true, for that I can find out that A bar B will be true. Now for
Yes.
which value this A bar becomes true? For which A value A bar becomes true?
0.
0.
0. So that means in both the situations. But there your B must be 1. A bar B will be true in case your A bar is 1 and B is also 1. For A bar to be 1, what should be the value of A?
0.
So that means your A bar B will be true. Sorry. Sorry. Your A bar B will be true in case your A is 0 and B is
1.
1.
in this situation. And when A is 0, B is 0, what should be the possible output?
0.
So that's the value for A plus A bar B. What about A plus B?
Same, sir.
So that's why I can readily write that A plus A bar B will be equal to your A plus B. It's written here. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
So please explain the another one. A into B plus C equals to AB plus.
I have not explained that one. I'll do that. I'll do that now. What is it? What was it? A plus BC. What was that? It was this, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us start from the right hand side. Let us start from the right hand side. A plus B dot A plus C. What will be that? A dot A plus A dot C plus B dot A plus B dot C. Isn't it? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, what is A dot A?
A.
A.
Fine. Then from these two, I can take A common. Okay. From AC plus AB, I can take A common, and within bracket, I'll be having B plus C.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Plus BC. Now, from these two, I can take A common. What is this value?
So 1.
1.
So that is nothing but A plus BC. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
to establish this, I do require to go from right hand side to left hand side. From left hand side, I cannot straight away go to the right hand side. For the timing, let it be our observation. Now, let me go for the leftover part. What is the leftover part in that whatever I have written in the first slide? What is the leftover part?
Duality theorem.
Duality theorem.
This one, duality theorem. Now, let me go for that statement. Let me first give the duality theorem statement. If there exists one valid Boolean equation, I repeat, if there exists one valid Boolean equation, that means there will be one left hand side and one on the right hand side, and in between there will be one equality sign. That means left hand side is equal to the right hand side. That's one valid Boolean equation. So if there exists one valid Boolean equation, there will also exist another valid Boolean equation. There will also exist another valid Boolean equation, which is the dual of the first one. Which is the dual of the first one. If there exists one valid Boolean equation, there will also exist another valid Boolean equation, which will be the dual of the first one. Now, to arrive at the dual equation, we have to replace all zeros by ones and ones by zeros, and all logical AND operations by logical OR operations, and vice versa. I repeat, to arrive at the dual equation, Nishant and Oviro, what I have mentioned in the last class? Yeah, Oviro has already left. Fine. Nishant, what I have mentioned in last class? When were you supposed to join the class? If you are not able to join within 10 minutes from the beginning of my class, please do not join. It disturbs me a long way. So I don't expect this thing. Right. কি বলছিলাম সেই তো ভুলে গেলাম কি বলছিলাম গো
Duality theorem.
The dual equation.
To arrive the duality.
To arrive at the dual expression or dual equation, we have to replace all zeros by ones and vice versa, and all logical OR operations by logical AND operations and vice versa. That's all. পুরোটা আবার বলছি। If there exists one valid Boolean equation, there will also exist another valid Boolean equation, which is the dual of the first one. To arrive at the dual equation, we have to replace all zeros by ones and vice versa, and all logical AND operations by logical OR operations and vice versa in the first equation. প্রথম ইকুয়েশনে যতগুলো জিরো আছে সেগুলোকে 1 দিয়ে 1 গুলোকে 0 দিয়ে রিপ্লেস করবে, এন্ড সব লজিক্যাল AND অপারেশনকে লজিক্যাল OR অপারেশন দিয়ে, সবগুলো লজিক্যাল OR অপারেশন লজিক্যাল AND অপারেশন দিয়ে রিপ্লেস করবে ফার্স্ট ইকুয়েশনে। তাহলেই ইউ উইল বি এবল টু অ্যারাইভ এট দ্য ডুয়াল এক্সপ্রেশন, ডুয়াল ইকুয়েশন। ওকে, is the statement clear? What you have to do to arrive at the dual?
Yes, sir.
Now, here, for this equation, what is the dual?
So 0 and A equals 0.
So 1 dot A equals 1.
বলো শুদ্ধ সত্য কি হলো তোমার, বলো।
So 1 plus a bar equals to 1.
না 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 না, কি 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 করতে পারছি উদ্ভাস? হোয়াট ইজ দ্য প্রসেস?
So 0 টাকে 1 দিয়ে চেঞ্জ করব, আর 8 ও আচ্ছা এটা একই থাকবে।
না, আমি তো কোনো ভ্যারিয়েবলকে কমপ্লিমেন্ট করার কথা কিছু বলিনি কিন্তু।
সরি স্যার, 1 plus a equals to 1.
নো 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 নো
1 into A.
না 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 না,
0 dot A.
ইয়া 0 ডট এ। তোমায় কি কি করতে বলেছি?
Sir, or টাকে and or vice versa, or 1 টাকে 0 or vice versa.
হ্যাঁ, দ্যাটস ইট। সো 1 থাকলে তাকে 0 করব, 0 থাকলে তাকে 1 করব, আর ডট থাকলে তাকে প্লাস করব, প্লাস থাকলে তাকে ডট করব, দ্যাটস অল।
তো তাহলে এটাতে করতে হবে না তো?
ভেবেছিলাম ওই জন্য ভুলে গেছি।
তাহলে বলো এবার এই 1টা 1 কি 1 এ থাকবে?
না, 0 হবে ওটা।
0
0. So 0, then
dot
Dot a
Dot
A
A
equals to
equals 0.
to this one. 0 dot A is equal to 0. 0 plus A is equal to A.
1 and A equals
a
A.
equals to a.
And you will also observe that if this is the equation, its dual is this one. So dual কিন্তু একটা expression, one is the dual of the other, and equation number 1 is the dual of the equation number 2, and equation number 2 is the dual of the equation number 1. So applying the duality theorem, I can come from one equation to the other equation always. Okay. So then A dot A is equal to A. What's this dual?
A plus
No. A plus A is equal to A. What's this dual?
A dot A
Yeah.
is equal to
dot
A.
A is equal to A. A plus A bar is equal to 1.
A dot A bar is equal to 0.
Equal to 0.
Okay. Fine. Is there any dual of this one?
No, sir.
No, sir.
কেন কি এখানে কোনো প্রোডাক্ট বা অর অপারেশন কিছু ইনভলভ নেই, জিরো বা ওয়ানও কিছু ইনভলভ নেই। ফাইন,
স্যার মাঝখানের কমপ্লেক্স ইকুয়েশন গুলো কি করা যাবে এরকম a into b plus c যেগুলো আছে?
এবার আমি একটু চলে যাই ডিমর্গানস থিওরেম। a প্লাস বি প্লাস সি ইজ ইকুয়াল টু কি হয়?
A bar
A
plus
bar
B
dot
bar
B bar dot
A bar
C
dot C B bar dot C bar.
So if I apply duality theorem, what will happen? By applying duality theorem, which expression will be getting? Which equation?
The second De Morgan theorem.
Is equal to a bar plus b bar plus c bar. So the two De Morgan's theorems are dual of each other. The two De Morgan's theorems are dual of each other. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Now apply duality theorem here.
A plus B dot C equals A plus B in a bracket whole into A plus C.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the dual of this one. So truly speaking, given any Boolean equation, I can readily find out, it may so happen that to prove that the validity of that Boolean equation is pretty simple. But it may also be true that it's proving the validity of the dual of that equation may not be that much simple applying Boolean algebra. But if I know that that expression, that second equation comes via the application of the duality theorem over the first equation, then that is accepted, and that is one valid proof that this is also one valid equation. So to prove this, I do not, it is not necessary to go from the right hand side to the left hand side. What you can do is, you can establish this. You can establish this. দাও এই ঘেটে গেছে, কি ছিল এক্সপ্রেশনটা, আমি এটা মুছে ফেলি।
A dot B plus C.
B plus C.
Fine. So there is no need to establish the validity of this equation a plus bc is equal to a plus b dot a plus c. There is no need to go via the right hand side and come to the left hand side and by applying Boolean algebra. Instead, what you can do is you can establish the validity of this expression, and then you can say that by applying duality theorem we can arrive at this expression. So this is one valid Boolean equation. So simply we can state that. Okay, fine. How many types of logic systems have I talked about? The positive logic system and the negative logic system?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Probably briefly I have mentioned that, but I have not elaborated. So far I remember that once I mentioned about this positive logic and negative logic. Whatever it is. The Boolean variables, or rather digital circuits, they deal with Boolean variables or Boolean signals. or logic signals. Now, how many possible logic levels are there? How many possible logic levels are there?
2, 0 and 1.
And they are 0 and 1, or in the logic level, they may be true or false. So in digital system, we will be terming them as logic 1 and logic 0. But that's in the logic domain. But in the physical domain, the circuits operate with electrical signals. So, truly speaking, we talk about the electrical parameters like voltage level or the current level. So, if we talk about, if we associate the logic levels with physical voltage levels, for logic 1, there are how many possible logic levels? 2, 1 and 0. So, to associate with these two distinct logic levels in the physical domain, we must associate two distinct voltage levels. As there are two voltage levels, invariably one voltage level will be having a lower value and the other voltage level will be having one higher value. Is it not? If you have two different voltage levels, one will be definitely going to have a lower value and the other is going to have one higher value. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Say I have these two voltage levels. This is the lower value, this is the higher value. Now, depending on a different logic family, this lower voltage level and the higher voltage level may vary. For example, if you go for the TTL logic family, this lower voltage level may be 0 and the higher voltage level may be 5 volt. If you go for the low voltage TTL level, in that case, this L will be 0, H may be 3.3 volt. If you go for CMOS circuit, CMOS logic families, in that case, L may be 0, H may vary from anything between 3 to 18. So that totally depends on the particular type of application of the logic family. So let us not bother about that for the time being. We are only considering that there are two possible voltage levels. One is the higher voltage level, the other one is the lower voltage. Now, if we associate logic 0 with the lower voltage level and the logic 1 with the higher voltage level, that becomes positive logic. That becomes a positive logic system. Instead, if we associate the higher voltage level with the logic 0 and the lower voltage level with logic 1, that is the negative logic system. Remember, these logic systems are basically concept. Conceptually, if we consider that our higher voltage level is the Boolean true value and the lower voltage is the Boolean false value or the Boolean 1 or Boolean 0 value, in that case, as if we are now considering the logic system to be one positive logic system. That's the positive logic system concept. Instead, somebody may say that, sir, why should I associate logic 0 with the lower voltage? I will consider logic 0 to be the higher voltage and logic 1 to be the lower voltage. So he is also equally right, because he is now following the negative logic system concept. But the problem will be if amongst your class 10 of you go for the negative logic and the rest of you go for the positive logic, in that case, while checking the answer script, I will be in a problem. So I have to first ask the corresponding student, Baba, which logic system you have followed. Then only I will be able to check the answer script. So that's why universally standard logic system is the positive logic system. That's the default logic system. And if you specifically go for the negative logic system, that has to be mentioned specifically. If nothing else is mentioned, we'll consider that the logic system that is being used here is the positive logic system. Fine. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Now, say I have. Let us stop the logic system concept here, and we let me go for the next topic, that is the logic gates. But in few, most of you have already seen what are the logic gates. There are 5 basic logic gates. There are how many basic logic gates?
5.
Five.
5. The first one is the AND gate. Symbol wise, is like this. There are 2 inputs. It may have more than 2 inputs also. Here I have drawn only 2 inputs. If the inputs are A and B, and if this is the output, this output F is written as A dot B. And the truth table for one AND gate is for AND operation, for how many input combinations the output will be 1?
It's 1.
One.
Only one,
When both are 1.
where all the individual inputs are true. So the output will be 1 only here, where all the individual inputs are true, and false in all other situations. So that's the truth table, circuit symbol, and Boolean expression for the AND gate. Second one is OR gate. Symbol wise, once again there will be more than 2 inputs.
So the sign will be dot, na sir.
Where?
So if it plus equals to A plus B, it will be dot. Oh no, plus.
No. This is OR gate. OR operation means the logical sum operation.
Okay.
OR means logical sum, and means logical product. See, here you can say that there should be 1 dot between A and B. But that dot may be omitted most of the times.
Okay, sir. Okay.
But you cannot omit the plus sign. Fine. For the OR gate, under which input combination the output will be 0?
At
So
least
zero.
one is true.
When all the individual inputs are false, then only the output will be false. For the OR operation, for the logical sum operation, the logical OR operation, under the situation, under the condition when all the individual inputs are false, then only the output will become false. So when all the individual inputs are 0, then only the output will be 0. And the output will be 1 in all other situations. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then comes inverter or
Not okay.
not yet. Symbol wise, here there is only one single input. There can never be more than 1 input in the inverter or NOT gate. And truth table is, how many input combinations will be there in the truth table?
Only 2.
One.
Okay. Fine. Then the fourth one is NAND gate is nothing but not AND. The NAND comes from not AND. That means this will be one AND gate followed by one NOT gate. Now, as this is a single gate, what happens is circuit symbol wise, this part is omitted and this bubble shifts to this NAND, to this AND output. The bubble of the inverter shifts to the AND gate output. So to provide the circuit symbol for the NAND gate. So it becomes so the AND operation, what is the output of AND operation? What is
AB,
the
A dot B.
A dot B. And what is the output of the inverter operation?
Complement.
It will be A complement.
A B bar. Okay. How many possible input combinations?
Four.
4. So this the output will be the complement of the AB output.
Yes.
So that means how many for how many input combinations the output will one?
First 3.
First. And this is it. The fifth one is the NOR gate. This is also once again not OR operation. This also gives you the not OR operation. That means one OR gate followed by one inverter or the NOT gate. So symbol wise in the same manner, that will be nothing but okay. So for how many input combinations here the output will be 1?
1, sir.
The first. This is complement of the OR operation. So whatever you have, its complement will be at the output of NOR. প্রসেনজিৎ কিছু বলছিলে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার এই বললাম ফার্স্ট একটা 1
তুমি কি লগইন করেছো? তো একটু আসতে পারো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার আমার আসলে এটা মাইকটা একটু প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল বলে আরেকটা দিয়ে যায়
ঠিক আছে, no problem. So these are the 5 basic logic gates. Now, why do you term these logic circuits as gates? Say, I have one AND gate. In AND gate, how many inputs are there?
2 or more.
2 or more. At least 2. What I can say is at least 2. Is it not? In the case of AND gate, how many possible inputs are there?
At least
At
2.
least.
At least 2. 2 or more. Now, in case there will be many inputs. In case this input is made 0, does the output depend on the other inputs?
No, sir, it will be 0.
It will be 0. But in case this is 1, does the other inputs control the output?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
So as if I have one gate, where the gate control is this, let this variable be termed as x. Let this variable be termed as x, which value is either 0 or 1. So let this be controlled by, this gate be controlled by the variable x. If x is 0, the gate is open. If the variable x is 1, the gate is closed. In that case, and the other variables, as if they are trying to flow from this side to the other side. So in case x is 0, will these variables be able to affect the output?
No, sir.
But in case this x is 1, definitely these inputs will be able to have some effect at the output.
Yes, sir.
So that's why the concept of gate comes. What about the OR gate? In case of OR gate, if the controlling input is 1, in that case output is permanently 1. In case of OR gate, if the controlling input is 1, what is the output?
1, always.
Always 1. It does not depend on the other input combinations. Is it not? যদি একটা ইনপুট 1 হয়ে যায়, বাকি ইনপুট গুলো কি ভ্যালু, it does not matter for the output. The output is permanently 1 because one input is 1. But if that control input is 0, in that case the output is dependent on the combination of the other input values. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for the OR gate, the output will be enabled, or the other rather the other inputs will be enabled to the output if the control input is
0.
0. In the case of AND gate, the output is dependent on the other inputs if the control input is
1.
1. You go to the NAND gate and NOR gate, what happens there?
Opposite case, sir.
Opposite case. No, not it is not the opposite. It is also the same thing. In the case of NAND gate, in case one input is 0, what happens to the output?
It will be 1 always.
It will be always 1. So to enable the other inputs to the output, what do you need to do for the control input?
1.
Oh, for the AND gate also the same thing. Only thing is when the gate is disabled, I say that the AND gate is disabled when the control input is. I say that the AND gate is disabled. Disabled means disabled for the other inputs. I say that the AND gate is disabled when the control input is
0.
0.
What about the NAND gate?
Sir, 1.
1, sir.
1.
No.
Like 0 only.
0 only.
0 only. Yes, sir.
Only thing is that under the disabled condition, for the AND gate, the output is 0, and for the NAND gate, the output is 1. That's the only difference. If you go for the OR and NOR, under which condition the gate is disabled?
1.
1, when the control input is 1. And when the control input is 1, the gate or NOR gate are disabled, and the corresponding disabled output condition is for OR gate it is
1.
1.
for and NOR gate it is
0.
0. That's the only difference. But the thing is, if you go for the OR or NOR, in that case we have to check for whether any of the inputs is 1 or not. If the input is 1, I can straight away find out, I can straight away predict what will be the output. I need not have to go for evaluation of the other input values. যদি একটা যেমন I'll find that one input is 1, straight away for the OR gate I will say the output is 1, for NOR gate I will say the output is 0. And if we have to go for the output for checking the output of AND or NAND gate, in that case I'll target to find out whether any of the inputs is 0 or not. In case any of the input is 0, I won't go for checking what are the other input values. For the AND, I'll readily say that the output is 0. For NAND, I'll readily say that the output is 1. That's the difference. So you see that for the AND or NAND and NOR, there is a situation where I can either block or flow the other inputs to the output. So some sort of gate type of analogy is there, is it not?
Yes, sir.
But for the inverter, is there any such gate type of analogy?
No, sir.
So always, if you give some input, you're getting some response at the output. There's no way you can block the input value to affect the output. So that's why in the old generation books, you'll find that they are not mentioning inverters to be a gate. They are simply mentioning you are provided with one inverter. They are not saying it is a non-gate, it is a NOT gate. They are not mentioning that. But these days, we forget about this type of gate type of operation or gate type of analogy. We mention all the logic circuits to be of gates. All the logic components are basically gate. So that's why this inverter is also nowadays termed as NOT gate. But during any interview, if some old people comes for the interview, he may or she may insist that NOT is not a gate. Inverter is not a gate. So there he is actually going for this type of logic, because he is basically accustomed to that type of gate analogy with the logic components. So he is true from that old concept, but these days we mention inverter to be also one gate, and that's one not gate, and we are not going for the gate analogy with the logic components. Okay, hope you understand these things. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine.
No, sir.
There are the 5 basic logic gates. Out of these 5 basic logic gates, this NAND gate and NOR gate are given some special name. Those who have studied computer in class 2, they should be able to answer. What is the special term?
Universal gates.
What is it?
Sir, universal gates.
Yeah, they're universal logic gates. The term that universal logic gates. So what is the speciality? What is so special about this universal logic gate, which this NAND gate and NOR gate belongs to the category universal logic gate? This is not J, this is semicolon. My semicolon does not come proper here. This NOR and NAND, these two are called universal logic gate. Now, what do we mean by universal logic gate?
Sir, we can
Shabash?
we can make other gates using these two gates.
One particular gate will be termed as universal logic gate if and only if I can realize all possible logic circuits using only that type of logic gates. If my OR gate has to be one member of, or rather one type of universal logic gate, in that case, I should be able to realize any logic circuit, whatever the logic circuit is, by using only OR gates. Similarly, if not has to be one universal logic gate, in that case also using only not gate, I should be able to realize any type of logic circuit. But that does not happen. These or, and not, these three are not universal logic gate, because using only AND gate, I cannot realize every possible logic circuit. Using OR gate, I cannot realize every possible logic circuit. Using inverter, also I cannot realize any possible logic circuit. But I can prove that using NAND and NOR, I can using only NAND and using only NOR, I can realize all other logic circuits. Now, so far, how many basic logic components have you seen?
5, sir.
5. OR, AND, inverter, NAND, NOR. Now let us take example. Let's take the case of NAND. Let's first try to prove that NAND is one universal logic gate, and I'll leave the case for NOR as one home task for you.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, are these in combination called universal logic
No,
gates
no,
or
no, no,
separately?
no. No, what I have told you.
Sir, using one gate we can realize everything.
This is only NAND gates. I am not mentioning using only one gate. What I'm mentioning is using only one type of logic gate.
Okay, sir.
That means using only NAND gates, if you can realize every possible logic circuit, maybe n number of NAND gates, this n may vary from 1 to anything. In that case, I'll say NAND is one universal logic gate. Using only NOR gates, using n number of NOR gates, if you can realize any logic circuit where n may vary from 1 to anything, in that case, I'll say that NOR is one universal logic gate. Okay? So that's the logic behind terming one particular logic gate to be universal logic gate. Now we are considering the case of NAND. First, let me go for the inverter. So inverter means what type of operation is required? F is equal to A bar. Okay. So using one NAND gate, you have to realize one inverter. How can you do that?
A and A output terminals.
This is one circuit symbol of one NAND. So how can you do that?
Jointly inputs get
A output terminals.
This output will be
A bar.
A bar.
because here both the inputs are A. So what will be the AND output?
A.
A dot A, that is A, and then followed by one inverter. So that is this. So that is nothing but A bar. Okay. Is there any other way by which you can realize one inverter or inverting action using one 2 input AND gate? NAND gate. One thing you should always remember, this digital electronics is 80% common sense and 20% technique. So apply your common sense everywhere as far as possible. So is there any other way by which you can realize one inverter using one 2 input NAND gate?
So
one input is always open and one input is A.
Please one at a time. কি বলছো আমি বুঝতে পারলাম না.
One input is 1 and one input is A.
Yeah. See, I have one 2 input AND gate. No, sorry, NAND gate. So what is the truth table? This is the truth table, isn't it? So if I make one input 1, so that means let me go for this in 2 input combinations. In that case, if the B input is 0, output is 1, and if B input is 1, output is 0. So what I get from here is nothing but the B bar. If I force A input to be 1, in that case the output is nothing but the complement of B. Hope you realize that from the truth table.
Yes, sir.
So that's what is done here. One input is forced to logic 1. The other at the other input I have given the external variable. So the output will be nothing but A bar. So using 1-2 input NAND gate, I can realize one NOT gate or one inverter. That is clear. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine. Next, you have to realize one AND gate. That means what type of function output is required? How can you realize AND function using only NAND gates?
So one NAND and then invert it using the worst.
Yeah. That's the AND gate. Okay. Any doubt? কারো ডাউট থাকলে কিন্তু বলো, এই কনসেপ্টগুলো কিন্তু দরকার। Should I continue?
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
Fine. Thank you. Next, let us go for OR operation. That means F is equal to A plus B. You have to realize this using only NAND.
So we need 3 gates here.
This you should erase from your memory. Whatever history is there in your memory, you please erase it. I know that you have learned in your class 2, but the logic for that circuit you have not learned.
Sir, we can apply De Morgan's law.
So you have to arrive at the circuit from the logic expression. What you have memorized is the circuit. That's not expected. You should learn how to arrive at the circuit. You should not try to enforce the circuit I have learned from some source, and from this circuit I am coming to this A plus B operation. That is not expected. What I expect is you should learn how to arrive at this circuit from the required expression. শুধু সত্য কিছু বলছিলেন?
So we can do one thing.
বলুন।
We can run the complements of both A and B through the NAND gate.
That's also your memory stating from the memory.
No, sir. You can use the first gate twice for A and B. That will get A bar and B bar.
No,
And
that is not correct.
Okay, sir.
So could we start from the De Morgan's law?
Yeah, you have to apply the De Morgan's law.
Yes.
So what I know is my F is equal to F bar bar. What I know is F is equal to F bar bar.
Yes, sir.
So that means F is equal to this. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So here in the lower bar, you apply the De Morgan's theorem. So what do you get? What is the expression for A plus B bar?
A bar dot B bar.
A bar
Dot B bar.
dot B bar. And then the upper bar is already there.
Yes.
Okay. So this A bar you can realize using one in NAND gate. This B bar you can realize using another NAND gate. So A bar then this final output is nothing but the NAND of both these outputs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see here, from the given expression, I have arrived at this. And this corresponding circuit is this one. So once you know how are you arriving at the desired circuit, then you need not memorize the circuit. Barring few, very few cases, we should try not to memorize the circuit. But there are definitely few cases where we have to memorize the circuit. But that is very rare case. Fine. Now, if you have to go for the NOR, what will you do? How will you realize the NOR?
We'll add an extra.
Yeah,
The OR and invert gate.
Another 2 input NAND gate to realize one inverter.
Yes, sir.
So that will lead to the NOR operation. So that means using NAND gate, I have established that I can realize all other 4 basic logic gates. So NAND is one type of universal logic gate. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Similarly, you should be able to prove that NOR is also one type of universal logic gate, and that's that I'm leaving as a home task. Okay, you should. That means using NOR gate, you should be able to realize OR, inverter, and NAND.
Sir, can you please move to the previous slide?
Previous slide. This one.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Fine. Say I have a logic circuit. I have a black box. Internal to black box, I have one logic circuit. I do not know what that logic circuit is, but it has 2 inputs A and B and 1 output A. I have a logic circuit. I do not know what is there inside it. It has got 2 inputs, A input variables A and B, and 1 output A. Now, this logic circuit operation can be established using the input-output combinations. Is it not? Every logic circuit operation can be established by through its input-output combinations. Now, how many possible input combinations will be there? 4.
4.
how many outputs output variable is there?
1.
That is there. Now this logic circuit, it has been, you are told that this logic circuit black box operates like 2 input AND gate under positive logic consideration. When the logic system is positive logic system, under that consideration, this logic circuit black box operates like 2 input AND gate. So what can I say about the input output combinations? What are the possible input values? 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. What you are what information you are supplied with? Now, if the logic system is considered to be positive logic system, this logic circuit behaves as
And
a 2 input AND gate. So if the inputs are 0 0, what will be the output?
0
0 1,
0 0 1.
1. Okay. But this logic circuit is basically one physical circuit. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So, but though I have not mentioned that as A and B, I have 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 input combinations. Truly speaking, I will be giving the logic high levels and voltage high levels and voltage low levels at A and B. And at the output, I am expecting either high voltage level or low voltage level. Is it not? This circuit is a physical circuit.
sir.
The circuit is a physical circuit. So as input variables, I do expect that instead of logic value 0 1, physically I am more concerned, or rather I am actually concerned about applying high voltage level and low voltage levels at A and B value, at A and B inputs. And at F output, at the output node, output electrical node, I am expecting a logic a high voltage level or one low voltage level. Okay. So now basically it is something like this. If I give low high, I am getting what output voltage?
Low.
Low. So this is the way the voltages are translated to the output. Now somebody asked you that Baba, you cannot consider positive logic system. You have to consider now negative logic system. The circuit remains the same. The circuit, physical circuit remains the same. Only the concept of logic system is now changed from positive logic to negative logic. So under this negative logic system concept, what this physical circuit correspond to? Will it still remain 1 2 input AND gate, or it will be something else?
Sir,
It's a NAND.
NAND gate.
It should be NAND gate, isn't it? Is it not? Fine. Let me wait for the response from others. Shuddha Satto, Nilargho.
Yes, sir, it is NAND gate when negative.
Fine. Konindita,
Yes, sir, NAND gate.
NAND gate.
Shuddha Satto.
Yes, sir.
You are also going for NAND gate?
Sir, it should be AND gate only, no, sir.
Fine. So most of you are saying the F negative, this minus F positive was AB. You are told that information was given to you. Now somebody else has come and asked you to change the logic system concept to F to negative logic, and the corresponding output is now termed as F negative. So that most of you are saying that it will become NAND.
Sir, and get and get.
Sir, and get,
And
sir.
get, sir.
Now
And get.
Yes, sir.
you are going for this one. As students also started this, so you are also all going for this. Is it like that?
No, sir.
Is it like that?
No, sir.
Fine, thank you. Now, is anybody is differing? I'm still keeping both the options. F negative is NAND, F negative is AND. I'm still keeping both the options. Is any
OR
other
gate.
action coming from you?
OR gate.
OR gate.
Yes, sir. All get.
Why are you saying it should be OR gate?
Sir, 1 1 1 in the first line, then 1 0 1, then 0 1 1, and then 0 0 0. That's it.
Yes, something like this maybe. But it's better to go via the physical parameters. In the positive logic system, it behaves as the AND gate. So that means for 0 0 0 0 0 output is 0, 0 1 output 0, 1 0 output 0, 1 1 output 1. Now physically what is there? 0 means input is low voltage.
High.
Low.
Low
Oh,
voltage.
sorry.
Output is low voltage. I am going via the physical parameters, the physical voltage levels. Then low, high, low, high, low, low, high, high, high. Now let me go for the negative logic concept. Now this will not change. This should remain as it is. But how the logic, how the lower voltage level you are treating in the logic domain is now different. Now the lower voltage level is no longer 0. It is now
1.
So it is now 1 1 1. Then 1 0
0 1, then 0 1 1, then 0 0 0.
Okay, so this is not the output is 0 only when both the inputs are 0. Output is true whenever at least one input is true. So this is nothing but
OR gate. OR gate.
okay. So positive logic system F was A dot B. What is the dual of A dot B?
A plus B.
So the F negative is nothing but the dual of the positive logic expression. So a pointer, you keep it in mind. Whatever logic expression is given to you in positive logic system, if you are asked to find out the logic expression under the negative logic system, you have to simply find out the dual of that expression. That will be the negative logic expression. If you are told that under positive logic system, I have one F which is A plus BC plus A bar C. What will be the circuit representing under negative logic system? So F negative is nothing but, what is the dual of this?
A dot B plus C dot A plus C.
So that's the expression under negative logic. Remember always that the circuit will not change. Circuit will remain as it is. So its input-output relationship with respect to the physical parameters, there is the voltage levels or current levels, will not change. They will remain as it is. But how you are associating those physical parameters with the logic parameter, that's changing from positive logic consideration to negative logic consideration. For the positive logic system to negative logic system. The lower voltage level will be treated to be logic 0 in positive logic, whereas in negative logic that should be treated to be logic 1. And the other one is in the case of, for the case of high voltage level. So you don't have to find out from the truth table what the negative logic expression should be. Simply from given the logic expression under negative logic or the positive logic, you simply find out its dual to find out the logic expression under the other logic system. So at negative logic, if under negative logic one expression is given, to find out the expression under positive logic, you take its dual. But in case the expression for the logic circuit is given in positive logic, to find out the logic expression under negative logic, simply find out the dual of the first expression. Okay, so you can take help of the duality theorem to change from, to migrate from positive logic system to negative logic system and vice versa. Okay. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Oh, before that, there are two complex logic gates. They do not come under the basic logic gate category. They are bit complex logic gates. They are exclusive OR, and the second one is exclusive OR or XOR, or exclusive NOR or XNOR. For the circuit symbol wise, for the XOR gate, F is equal to expression wise, within one circle there is a plus sign. So that's the circuit symbol and the logic expression of one XOR operation. Truth table wise, here in the case of exclusive OR gate, the output will be true if and only if the inputs are exclusively true. So under which input combinations the output will be true?
Second and third.
Second and third, because in those two cases only the inputs are exclusively true. For one input combination, both the inputs are true, that means the inputs are inclusively true. So they are not exclusively true. So when the inputs are exclusively true, then only the output will be true. Otherwise, the output will be false. What is the difference with the normal OR gate?
The 1 1 is 0.
So in the case of normal OR gate, for the one input combination also, the output is
1.
true. Yeah, 1, true. So that normal OR gate or simple OR gate is also called sometimes or simply referred to sometimes as inclusive OR gate. That's a normal OR gate. Because there is no need for the inputs to be exclusively true for the output to become true. The output is true, including the situation where all the inputs are true. Okay, so that's why that basic logic, basic OR gate or the normal OR gate or the OR gate is also sometimes called as inclusive OR gate. But that term is very rarely used. But to distinguish somebody sometimes may say that one is exclusive or the other one is inclusive OR. Okay, why we are not calling the OR gate to be the inclusive OR gate? I hope that is clear. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
So what is the meaning of inputs are exclusively true here?
But this XOR gate can be always having only 2 inputs. The basic XOR gate can have only 2 inputs. If you want to realize one XOR function involving more than 2 inputs, in that case, you have to go for cascading of several XOR gates. Hope you understand. The exclusive OR, in case of AND, NAND, or NOR, the number of inputs may be more than 2 or more. But in the case of exclusive OR gate and exclusive NOR gate, the number of inputs of the basic gate can be at most 2. But there is a but. There is a possibility of a requirement of one exclusive OR function involving more than 2 inputs. How do you go for that? There we have to cascade several 2 input XOR gates to realize the final XOR function. For example, if I have to go for that cannot be realized using only single XOR gate. Using only one single XOR gate, you can XOR only 2 variables. So to realize this, we have to go for cascading. How that cascading is done, I will come to that a little bit later. Some few minutes after, I will come to that. Okay. Fine. And if I go for the XNOR, that is the NOR of XOR, so not of the XOR. This is circuit symbol and the logic expression wise, there are 2 expressions. One is this, the other one is also commonly used, that is this. 1 dot at the center of the circle. This is the A XNOR B. And truth table wise, what will be the output for different input combinations? Please dictate me. For 0, 0, what should the output?
0, 0, 1.
1.
The reverse of the output for XOR.
Yes, sir.
See here in this XOR, the output is true wherever the inputs are. The output is true whenever the inputs are different. Whenever the inputs are different, then only the output is true in the case of XOR. Whereas in the case of XNOR, under which conditions the output is becoming true?
Both inputs are same.
When the
Inputs
both
are
the
same.
inputs are true or are same, identical. So these XNOR gate is also sometimes referred to as equality detector gate. The output becomes true if both the inputs are equal. Otherwise, the output is false. So that's why sometimes this XNOR gate is also referred to as one equality detector gate. Is it clear? Why the XNOR gate is called one equality detector gate? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Say there is a requirement of the producing the output of one XOR function involving three inputs, A, B, and C. So how can you realize it? First, you will realize this term that as F1, and then you go for this. Okay, there may be other possibilities also. There may be other possibilities also. So is it clear or not? This cascading.
Yes, sir.
Now let me go for the truth table of this function. How many input combinations will be there?
8, sir.
Let me first find out F1. What is your F1? What is F1?
So 0, 0, 1,
F1
1.
is A XOR B. F1 is A XOR B. So I have to find out
Zero.
for which input combinations A and B are different. So there the output F1 will be 1. So here it is different, here it is different. Here it is different, here it is different. So in the other cases, the A and B's are same. So the outputs are 0. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now what is your F?
F1 XOR C.
Yeah, F1 XOR C. So I have to find out the combination. I have to check for the combinations of C and F1. Whenever they are different, the F will be true, otherwise the F will be false. So here they are different, here they are different, here they are different, and here they are different. Other situations they are same, identical. Can you get it? How I have arrived at this F?
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. Now, forget about this F1. But ultimately, what I am concerned about the relationship between A, B, C, and F. Ultimately, we are concerned about the relationship between the output and all the inputs. Now, see, when there is no 1 in the input combination, the output is 0. When there is odd number of 1s in the input combination, what is the output?
1.
Whenever there is even number of 1s,
0.
0. So that's one marvelous thing about the XOR function. In the input combination, if there is odd number of 1s, the output will be true or 1, otherwise the output will be 0. That's for the XOR function. And exactly the reverse will be for the for the
XNOR function.
There, for odd number of 1s in the input combination, the output will be 0, otherwise the output will be 1. So whenever given one truth table, I find that there is one output which is true whenever in the input combination the count of 1s is odd, otherwise the output is 0, then I need not find out or any other analysis. I need not go for any other analysis. I can straightaway say that the output F is equal to the XOR of the input variables. Okay, do you get it? So this is one peculiar thing about the XOR and XNOR functions. In case I'll have to simply count the number of 1s in the input combination. If that count is odd, from the XOR I'll be getting 1, for the XNOR I'll be getting 0, and the reverse thing for the otherwise I'll be getting the reverse values. For 0 or even number of 1s in the input combination, I'll be getting logic 0 output in XOR and logic 1 output in the case of XNOR. Okay. In fact, if you go for 4 input variable XOR function, you can readily establish this. Do I need to do that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now, say my requirement is to realize one 4 input XOR function. So how many XOR gates should be required there?
3, sir.
3. So I have to go for the cascading of those 3 XOR gates. So one possibility is this is one possibility. There might be another possibility. Is it not? Here in the first expression, what I have done is this, then this, then this. In the second configuration, what I have done is this, this, this. These are not the bars. I'm just have got what are the combinations I have taken. You got it? In the first expression, in the first configuration, I have gone for this type of combinations. first go for A XOR B, then with that output you XOR C, then with that output you XOR D. That's the first one, first configuration. In the second configuration, I have gone for the evaluating the XOR operation of A and B, then XOR operation of C and D, and those two outputs I have XOR to find out B, find out F. Now, out of these two configurations, which one we should prefer and why? Apply common sense.
Sir, the second one.
Why?
Sir, because it takes a little bit lesser time, because A and B and C and D are the two XOR gates are executed simultaneously in one set, and the results are.
Let me wait for the response from others.
Yes.
So in
Others,
the first case, we are doing it in 3 steps, and in the second case, 2 steps, sir. So that is more beneficial.
yeah, but the more concrete answer is the first one. Now, every logic gate or every logic circuit is one practical logic circuit. They are not, none of the logic circuits are ideal. If I have some ideal logic circuit, there will be no propagation delay or there will be no response time. As soon as you apply the input, you will be readily getting the output if it is ideal circuit. But no circuit in physical world is ideal. So after applying the input combination, there will be certain response time or the propagation delay through the logic circuit before the input combination effect comes to the output. Okay, so that's that is termed as propagation delay or the response time. Let as a special case, let us consider that all the gates are having identical delay, which is also absurd. Under no condition, two gates will have same identical same delay always. Maybe at a particular point of time, the two gates are having the two similar type of gates are having the identical delay. But after 1 minute or after 10 minutes, one gate will be having more delay compared to the other one. After 1 hour, the condition may be reversed. The gate which was having a better response time, that means faster response time, may be operating now worse. That means happen. That means every physical parameter is time dependent, environmental condition dependent. So I cannot take it for granted that always the propagation delays will be same, or always one particular gate will be having more propagation delay as compared to the other one. So everything is statistical in nature. But let us, for the time being, assume that one hypothetical situation that all the gates are having same delay delta. Same delay delta time. So this is having delta propagation delay, this is also having delta propagation, this is also having delta propagation. So this A and B, when they are XORed, that response is available steadily after delta time. So this A XOR B XOR C is steadily available after how much time?
2 delta.
2 delta. And final F is available steadily after 3 delta. Now in the second version, A XOR B is available after delta. C XOR D is also available after delta. So the F is now steadily available after
2 delta.
So response time wise, this configuration is definitely faster. So as far as তোমরা C programming যখন করেছিলে numerical analysis, have you studied that binary tree structure, sorting, binary searching, sorting, those things? Have you studied?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So what did you study in numerical analysis? What did you study?
Numerical analysis, so sir, differentiation, integration using numerical methods. So that we studied.
No, no. By the way, this will be you'll be studying in data structure. Yeah, I forgot. This you'll study. This you will study in the data structure class. Anyway, so binary tree means basically from one source you'll be taking two branches. From here, binary means two. So everywhere so if you have one XOR function of 8 variables, first I'll go for this. Then these two outputs will be XORed. These two outputs will be XORed. Then these two outputs will be XORed. So this is the binary tree structure. So as far as possible to minimize the propagation delay or the response time requirement, we should go for the binary structure during cascading. Okay, so this you keep it in mind. This will help you in your data structure class also. Anyway, another thing, another specialty of XOR function. Say I have one XOR gate. In case I make this input 1 and I apply here A, what will be your A?
A1.
Instead of 1, if I make it 0, what will be your A?
A.
Okay, so that means, say I have one 2 input XOR, there I have one control input, and I have the other variable here as A. If the control input is 0, how is this XOR gate behaving?
The short circuit.
Yeah, you can say that. I was expecting some other answer, but I forgot that you have not learned that term. So the best thing I expected from you is a short circuit or a single wire type of thing. So this basically, if I have one logic gate or some circuit where given the input, the same input is available as the output, that is called a buffer. What is one buffer? No, whatever input for a buffer, whatever input I apply, that is readily available at the output. That is called the buffer. Only thing is there might be something related to current handling capacity and those things. I am not going for those things. But the basic fundamental thing is for a buffer, the input and output will be always same. হ্যাঁ কেউ কিছু বলছিলেন?
হ্যাঁ স্যার বলছিলাম স্যার আরেকবার একটু রিপিট করতে পারবেন?
হ্যাঁ। If I term some circuit to be a buffer, in that case, if some circuit has to be operated or should be considered as a buffer, in that case, the input and output will be always same, always identical. So, in case my control input is 0, see the output of the XOR gate and the other input are always same. Is it not? If the control input is 0, the output of this 2 input XOR gate and the input A, both are same always? True or false?
Yes, sir.
So if control input is 0, this two input XOR gate is operating as one
Buffer.
buffer. Whereas if the control input is 1, how is this two input XOR gate operating?
Inverter.
Inverter. So that's another specialty of XOR gate. One specialty is the output will be true whenever the count of ones in the input pattern is odd. And the second specialty is for one two input XOR gate, if the control input is 0, it operates as a buffer. If the control input is 1, it operates as one inverter. So these two specialties we should keep in mind always. So they will help us in realizing logic circuits in a more efficient manner. And definitely the reverse is true for the XNOR function also. XNOR এর জন্য আমরা 0 থাকলে এটা কি how will that operate? XNOR gate? For XNOR gate, if the control input is 0, that will operate as inverter. If it is 1, that will act as one buffer.
Buffer.
Okay. So if you can remember the specialties of XOR gate, that should be enough. You can extrapolate that to your XNOR gate. Okay. Fine. Logic circuit. বলো উদ্ভাস।
স্যার বলছি উপরের ব্রাঞ্চে কি বললেন আরেকবার বলে দেন একটু।
It is a binary tree structure. Binary মানে যে always the from one node I'll be bifurcating. From one node আমি আর দুটো নোড যদি এক্সট্রাক্ট করতে হয় সেটাকে সবসময় বাইফার্কেট করে পাবো। সো একটা সোর্স থেকে আমি দুটো সোর্সে যাব, সেখান থেকে আবার দুটো সোর্সে যাব, সেখান থেকে প্রত্যেকটা থেকে আবার দুটো করে ব্রাঞ্চ। This will continue. And this structure is called the binary tree structure. Binary tree, basically একটা tree মানে কি হয়, তোমার একটা রুট থেকে তোমার ব্রাঞ্চ করতে একটা স্টেম থেকে ব্রাঞ্চ করতে যায়, সেম থিং। বাট এখানে কি একটা স্টেম থেকে টু ব্রাঞ্চেস আর কামিং আউট। From those two branches, each of those two branches, two other branches are coming out. So that type of tree structure is called the binary tree structure. So that will be of immense use when you go for the searching, sorting, those type of things. But that comes in the data structure later on. Maybe I don't know. Maybe next semester or subsequent to that. I don't know. I forgot that curriculum.
Yes, sir. In the next semester.
Fine. So that's all for today. Because of the logic circuits, I won't be able to start today. So tomorrow we'll start from that one. Do you have any doubt regarding today's class?
No, sir.
Fine. Let me quickly go for the attendance. Mansoor?
Present, sir.
Ashish Patro? Those who are attending, you may please leave. Boyvav?
Present, sir.
Yogesh Tiwari?
Present, sir.
Mustafa?
Present, sir.
Sublin Singh? Absent. Shikha Shah?
Yes, sir. Present.
Sahbaj Parvez?
Present, sir.
Suraj Mohan? Suraj Soren? Absent. Brutin Ghosh? Absent. Shandiporno Bormon?
Yes, sir. Present.
Rion Samanto? Absent. Omkit?
Present, sir.
Saurabh Sen? Absent. Sangram Saha? সাগর চৌধুরী, বিপ্লব সরকার,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
মৈনাক দাস,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
আয়ুষ্মান খুরা ও না ব্রহ্ম,
Present, sir.
শুদ্ধ সত্য,
Yes, sir.
অনিকেত,
Present, sir. Sir, present.
উদ্ভাস ছেড়ে দাও, সৌম্যজিৎ আচার্য, অর্ণব শেঠ,
Sir, Arnav was there in the meet, but he got left out recently due to
yeah,
poor network.
but as per my convention, I cannot give him attendance. I have seen him leaving the meeting. Nilargo,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Parvez,
Present, sir.
Ashraf Hussain, absent. Sinjoy,
Present, sir.
Rashid Asgar,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
Aryan Shodhar, absent. Onindita,
Present, sir.
Pallab Kumar Mondol, absent. Prosenjit,
Yes, sir.
Soham Kanji,
Present, sir.
Shilpa Mondol,
Yes, sir.
যাদের অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স দেওয়া চলে গিয়ে ম্যামের ক্লাসে জয়েন করে যাও। অনির্বাণ নস্কর,
Present, sir.
জয়দীপ মাঝি,
Present, sir.
শুভজিৎ মন্ডল,
Present, sir.
মৃদুল সয়, মৃদুল অ্যাবসেন্ট। মৃত্যুঞ্জয়,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
সূর্য কুমার মাঝি,
Yes, sir.
নিশান্ত প্যাটেল,
Present, sir.
গুলশন পোদ্দার,
Present, sir.
অভিরূপ কবিরাজ,
Yes, sir. Present.
অর্ণিক অর্ণিক চক্রবর্তী অ্যাবসেন্ট। অরিজিৎ পাইক,
Present, sir.
সৌমিক চৌধুরী,
Present, sir.
রাজদীপ,
Present, sir.
অভিরূপ সাহা,
Present, sir.
সৌর্য,
Present, sir.
শ্রীতমা,
Present, sir.
হিমানিশ পাল অ্যাবসেন্ট। হিমাংশু রঞ্জন অ্যাবসেন্ট। বিপ্লব মহাপাত্র অ্যাবসেন্ট। ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ।